Manchester City are on their way to Chelsea, and their mission is simple: to go and submit an official bid to Chelsea for the purchase of Enzo Fernandez. We understand that Chelsea had set a deadline for the purchase of Enzo Fernandez, upon which the date elapsed. According to Chelsea, Enzo Fernandez is no longer for sale. But you see, Chelsea is a big club, and so they are positioning themselves in a manner that they will not look desperate. So, with the right indicators, Enzo Fernandez will leave Chelsea and join Manchester City. Now, Manchester City also understands that at this point, the £120 million asking price of Chelsea is off the table. They would have to give them something very juicy, something very ready that they can accept. In the same market, Arsenal, led by Stan Kroenke and Andre Berta, are at Atletico de Madrid, and they've made their terms very flexible to Atletico de Madrid, including exchange deal for Julian Alvarez and Victor Gyökeres to join Atletico de Madrid to see if they can sign Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid. Now, Arsenal's mission is simple: that if Atletico Madrid is hell-bent on not selling the player to Barcelona, then they will play the good guy. They will play the good guy to get the deal done. And so they are willing to do anything Atletico Madrid would ask for. Arsenal is heavily exploiting the tension between the Blaugrana club and the Metropolitan de Madrid club. Yesterday, in a classy ceremony in Manchester, the PFA award came on, and it was a nice ceremony to witness. The PFA is an award that is being voted for by all professional players in England. So you know that the BBC would choose their player of the year. There's the Premier League themselves player of the year and all of that. But this one is by the Professional Footballers Association. And what they do is that all the professional footballers in the country are going to cast a ballot to choose the player who they believe to have been the best player in their season under review. And Manchester United's captain Bruno Fernandes has won the award. Now, this has created a lot of controversy on social media. Pro-Arsenal commentators disagree with the decision to give the award to Bruno Fernandes, who did not win anything in the season under review. This is ASK Morgan, and we are here to give you all the analysis and show you why it is not wrong for a player who had won nothing, no trophy in a season, should win the PFA Player of the Year. Now, let me explain more about the PFA player. So, some awards, the vote tally come out. They give us the numbers that each nominee had. But this particular award, because it is the professional footballers and just the footballers that choose, there could be a lot of tension between players if they don't hold the decisions in confidentiality, in strict confidentiality. So they don't even tell us the number of votes that each person received and all of that. They don't give us those details to know. The rule governing this particular election is that you cannot vote for your teammates. This is to reduce club biases as much as possible, to make sure that people are not motivated, or players are not motivated to vote for their teammates because of the friendship, because of the relationship they have with them, which is supposed to make the decision making much more objective, and to make sure that individuals will not vote based on biases but strictly on competence of players. Now, I saw a certain wine matter who presented the award to Bruno Fernandes. There were about three Arsenal players who were nominated: David Raya, Gabriel, and there was, of course, Declan Rice in the nominations. Now, let me start off by saying that I do not have any issues with the team of the year. I think the team of the year has been solid. It's been superb. Yes, it's been superb. Five Arsenal players, and then 4 Manchester City players, 1 Manchester United player. Yes, making a lot of sense over there. It is okay if people are disappointed. It is okay if people are disappointed. That is something about democracy. It is a characteristic of democracy that in democracy we cannot come to a consensus or we cannot reach an absolute consensus that this is what is the right thing. All right, there will always be polarization of thoughts. So for example, when you come down here, two people cannot meet, argue, and arrive that NPP and NDC, one of them is better than the other. We cannot. That is why it's politics, because it encourages free speech, it encourages people to have their free thoughts, express themselves and all of that. That is democracy. And that is the most important thing. And anytime we go to vote, we go to the polls to cast ballots, as much as it is a consensus building sort of, it is also dictatorship by the majority. Yes, dictatorship by the majority. So if you disagree with the majority, I mean, you cannot, you're, as much as your thoughts are good, nobody cares. And so even if you are disappointed, take it cool. It's normal, because that is the essence of democracy. When we take decisions under democracy, what happens is that people get disappointed. But the whole point is that we always have to listen to the majority. And that is something that is inherently associated with democracy. So don't pick qualms with it. Don't get disappointed. It's normal. Tomorrow, maybe your favorite candidate can also win. It is part of democracy. When you vote for NPP and NDC wins, it is normal. When you vote for the Democrats and the Republicans win, it is super okay. Okay, it is super okay. You don't have to get angry about it. Even for most people who are speaking, are not even members of the PFA. Some of them are former professional players. Some of them are pundits and analysts like myself. So you're not even part of the group. You understand? It is just like we having FIFA election or GFA election. Then after the election, you come here and then you are shouting heavy on the media. And somebody would ask you, what's your locus on the subject? Then you say you are a passionate supporter of the game. Yeah, passion there, so these are the stakeholders, and they've taken their decision. The rest of us, like any other person is doing, can only express our ideas, express our thoughts. But the decision makers have decided, and that is final. The biggest controversy is that Bruno Fernandes, who won PFA Player of the Year, did not win anything. He did not win any trophy with his team, but he's gotten the award. And he was competing against players who had won significant trophies. Arsenal players who had won the Premier League, who had played in the UEFA Champions League final. Declan Rice, who played to the semi-final of the World Cup. Who played to the semi-final of the World Cup. David Raya played to the final of the World Cup, but he wasn't playing, but his team played to the final of the World Cup and all of that. And to compare all of these people and then give the award to Bruno Fernandes, some individuals felt it was a little out of place. Bruno Fernandes becomes the 45th winner of this award. Out of these 45 winners, 53% of them did not win the league. 53% of the 45 winners of the award did not win the league in the year under review. And it has happened over and over again. Do you know that in 1999, Manchester United won the treble? They won treble, FA Cup, Premier League, UEFA Champions League. Do you know who won the PFA Player of the Year? Let me guess, Roy Keane, or Andy Cole, or Teddy Sheringham, Dwight York. But none of these players won. It was won by a Tottenham Hotspur player, David Ginola. Yeah, Tottenham placed 11th in that particular season. They placed 11th in that particular season. He scored 3 goals and made 10 assists, but the players voted for him. So you see, when a group of people go to vote and then make a specific decision, they look at some specific things that makes this person better. Yes, they look at certain things that probably you and I may not pay attention to. Probably the circumstances under which this player was playing, the matches they played, in fact, the time of their games, and what he was doing in those games. Apart from the numbers and the statistics you see today, other things that he was doing, the kind of players that this player actually plays with. So there could be a player in a team that you would feel, okay, this player is very good. His performance is above the average performance of the team, and so he's the one carrying the team along. And to some extent, you may give Bruno Fernandes that commendation, because when you come to Football Club Manchester United. The level of Bruno Fernandes is far above the general squad quality of Manchester United. And so for that matter, maybe certain players may feel Bruno is doing too much in Manchester United as compared to Declan Rice, who is enjoying a lot of team support in Arsenal. I'm just saying this could be a reason why the players voted for Bruno Fernandes. You may not know, but let's continue. The reasons will become more clear. Now in 2012, Manchester City won the league. You remember they won the league through a last-minute Sergio Kun Aguero goal against Queen's Park Rangers. Yes, snatching the trophy from Manchester United. You remember? Good. When they won that league that year, Arsenal placed third. But do you know who won the PFA Player of the Year? Robin van Persie. He scored 30 goals. He scored 30 goals that season, and he won PFA Player of the Year. It is not uncommon that a player wins PFA Player of the Year when they've not won anything at the club side. It happens every now and then. It is very, very common, to say the least. And in 2013, so you realize that when Sir Alex Ferguson lost the Premier League title to Manchester City, that final game in the dressing room, what he told his players was that they are going to sign the best finisher in the Premier League and they are going to win the Premier League the following season. Then they signed Robin van Persie from Arsenal. Like I said, in 2012 he was the best finisher, so they signed him in 2012 summer, and they won the Premier League in 2013. In fact, the last Premier League Manchester United has won. They won the Premier League in 2013. Robin van Persie led Manchester United to win that particular title. Do you know who won the PFA Player of the Year? It was a certain Gareth Bale for Tottenham Hotspur. So it is not cast in iron. It has never been cast in iron. And who would even argue that Gareth Bale did not have a good season in the year 2013? He had an excellent season. And so did Bruno Fernandes too in the just ended season. Now in 2014, Manchester City won the league. Luis Suarez, he scored 31 goals and 12 assists, equaling the existing record. Liverpool placed second in the league. They placed second in the league. Yes, that year that they almost won the league under Brendan Rodgers. They almost won the league. And then Manchester City won it. But they gave the PFA award to Luis Suarez because he had equaled the Premier League all-time top goal scorers record of 31 goals. At that time, it was Alan Shearer and Cristiano Ronaldo. 31 goals. He had equaled that record. Then, in the year 2018, Manchester City won the Premier League. They had a record 100 points. Liverpool placed fourth. But Mohamed Salah won the PFA Player of the Year because he bested the record of Luis Suarez for Premier League's all-time top scorers, which was 32. So Luis Suarez brought it to equal it at 31. Then he bested him, bringing it to 32. And so he won PFA Player of the Year. It is becoming clear that every time a player breaks a record, he is given the PFA Player award. Now, in the year 2020, Liverpool won the Premier League. They won with 99 points. Manchester City placed second. But Kevin De Bruyne won PFA Player of the Year. Do you know why? He made 20 assists, equaling the existing record set by Thierry Henry. He made 20 assists, and because of that, he was given the PFA Player of the Year. And so every time a player equals or breaks a record, we've seen the PFA Player of the Year go to the player. Now, and in 2026, as we all know, Bruno Fernandes made 21 assists, breaking the existing record and setting a new one. For that matter, although Manchester United may have placed third, but he still won PFA Player of the Year. And so, see, let us understand that. I mean, beyond the statistics and all of that, I mean, Bruno Fernandes has worked so hard in the year under review. But the master stroke for Bruno Fernandes, I've looked at Bruno Fernandes statistics on Opta, and it looks like his chance creation has always been that high. Even when Kevin De Bruyne was playing in the league, Bruno was creating a lot of chances. But the difference for him now, and the difference is what he said when he received the award, that his strikers have also made it a point to score as much as possible to give him the assist. You understand? And for me, that makes the difference for Bruno Fernandes. When he was playing with Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony and co, he was creating as many chances, but he wasn't getting the assist because Garnacho, Rashford and co were missing the opportunities. But now that we have Bryan Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha, who are committed to scoring goals for Manchester United, it looks like Bruno Fernandes will be giving us a lot of assists as he did last season. We wish them all the best. I think that what also affected Arsenal is because of the number of candidates they have. You know, we have cross-club relationships. So we have, like, some clubs have very good relationships with other clubs. I know a lot of clubs who scout players for the smaller clubs. Maybe Arsenal affair, Aston Villa for Jack, Charlie, I won't play a bit of Poto, Monko fan. You have a fan about, yeah, no. Also a winger, we have a lot of wingers, but Monko fan are good. Or Buamo projects. They send the scouting reports now. Then they give you the scouting report, you check, then you go and sign the player. So teams have been doing these favors for clubs. If some of the big clubs, sometimes when they even want to sign a player and they feel the team will bully them, they intentionally send a small club to send in a bid. So the small club sends in a bid of 15 million, 17 million. Now, the moment the other team accepts the deal, then the big club would send a bid of 20 million. And when you see that, you would quickly accept the 20 million. So what I say, Juma tips necessary. And the teams no will nearly than for league no born I born more nearly than for. So what I said, Arsenal's votes may have splitted because they had a lot of candidates in the award. They had a lot of nominated candidates, and so it wasn't just easy for them to have gotten their way out. And so that becomes a problem for Mikel Arteta's side and then his players. Now, I also think that Gabriel Raya may have stood a better chance than Declan Rice. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Whether you think still Declan Rice was that main figure in that Arsenal squad, because it looks like a lot of people have really appreciated Raya and Gabriel as well. Probably that buttresses my earlier point that the votes may have splitted. But the PFA team of the year is superb. Ryan Cherki, the second best assist provider. Bruno Fernandes, the first best assist provider. Declan Rice, consistent member of Arsenal's Premier League winning team, consistent member, very reliable midfielder in that regard. Then when you come to the back line, Saliba, Gabriel, Jurgen Timber, Nico O'Reilly, absolutely great. And Nico O'Reilly, the young best player, the young PFA's young best player, absolutely great. He's been standing this season or last season for football club Manchester City. Yes, Jurgen Timber and then David Raya. They did well. They did very, very well. This is ASK Morgan, and I brought you my review of the PFA Players Player Award that happened in Manchester. Please, thank you so much for watching us. Please subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok, like the video, share with your friends and colleagues, and don't forget to go to the comment section and tell me what you think about this video. All the things you disagree with us, go to the comment section and let us know. This has been an ASK Morgan production. Thank you so much for staying with us.